Gentlemen, this match is a one-fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first in the corner to my right, from New Orleans, Louisiana, at 245 pounds, Ron Starr. And his opponent, from Pensacola, Florida, at 215 pounds, Tommy Crosby.
Ron Starr and Tommy Crosby all set to do battle here on All-South Championship Wrestling. And here to bring you the action, your host of All-South Championship Wrestling, Freddie Miller.
Thank you very much, Bob. Hello again, everybody. Well, for Ann Gunkel and for all the folks here on All-South, it's good to have you tuned in wherever you're watching. Each week, more and more fans writing and calling and telling us and getting to those matches live. That's the key. As Ron Starr, unbeaten in his television and his live appearances so far with Gunkel Sports, takes on a young newcomer from Pensacola in Tommy Crosby. Crosby, of course, nice leg sweep there by Starr to gain the early advantage, pouring it to the back of the head of Crosby. Crosby, of course, wants to break into professional ranks, and he's picked a tough cookie. Ron Starr's been around, a little knee to the midsection to arouse the interest, and then an elbow smash floors Crosby, knocking him to the mat. Again, All-Star. It's All-Star so far as Ron goes for the side headlock. Now, Crosby will get some good experience here if he can remember what happens to him, because this Ron Starr is a pretty good educator. He's been taught the hard way. Here's a reverse wrist lock and a nice move by Tommy Crosby to suddenly gain the advantage. And we may have a better match here than I anticipated at the very outset, because wrestling is the one sport that has great comebacks. And of course, here's a nice move by Tommy Crosby, an arm twist. And so far, he keeps the advantage. And he's pouring it to Ron Starr. Ron, of course, he reverses the arm bar now. Once again, it's Ron Starr on top. Ron Starr from New Orleans, Louisiana, the Crescent City. Here's an overhead shot. You can see fans buzzing about the match. The side headlock is Starr is backed into the ropes. Crosby using his shoulder to kind of shove him, get a break from the referee. The referee's Don Sanders. And we're happy to have you tuned in. Gunkel Sports All-South Championship Wrestling. To the hammerlock. This is Ron Starr, of course, and again he takes him down to the mat, pouring a knee to the back of the head, another and another. And the action, of course, has been mostly from the very beginning Starr here in our opening event on this week's edition of All-South Championship Wrestling. You can see the pain as Tommy Crosby tries to figure out what to do to solve the puzzle and to try to overcome the more seasoned performer. Of course, in Ron Starr, who now, here's a good side headlock by Tommy Crosby. In Starr, you've got a man that's a tough obstacle for any youngster to overcome. I think Starr's got championship aspirations. Here Crosby trying to do something about it, pouring it to him with the side headlock. And young Tommy Crosby saying, if you're going to give it to me, I'm going to give it right back. Got letters. I was talking to Bobby from all over the country. Bob, we're hearing from fans everywhere, and of course, that means a lot. It means that we're getting response as Tommy Crosby tries to make a better scrap of it, doesn't he?
Yes, sir. I think Tommy Crosby has realized, you know, it doesn't matter what your size is. Ron Starr outweighs him a little bit. As you've said before, he has a little more experience. But you get a man off his feet and you get him down on that mat, everybody, the size equals out.
I think the thing about the confidence factor, if Crosby could make a pretty good showing here, he would feel like, well, he's on the right track, because he knows he's up against a man who has, you know, he figures to be, oh, wow, there's Starr just shoving his way out of the hole. And then as Crosby comes back to go at him, Ron Starr, thinking discretion is the better part of valor, slips out of the ring for just a minute. Back to the action. Fans here enjoying it. I hope you are wherever you're tuned in. We've had, I was saying before, Bobby, a lot of response from the fans, not only here in Georgia, where, of course, Ms. Gunkel has decided to bring wrestling back to the place where her husband, the late, great Ray Gunkel, a great wrestler, where he began all this, where he was a wrestler, and where, of course, outstanding action has taken place for years. It's a nice head scissor by young Tommy. But also, she intends to hear from folks everywhere, and I think you can verify that we've had pretty good response from all over.
Yes, we have, Fred. I was looking this week at some of the letters that we've been getting. We've had letters and notes from fans in Darlington, South Carolina, Anderson, South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, just all over the Southeast, Huntsville, Alabama. Just the response has been tremendous to Ann Gunkel.
Yeah, you know, the television will do that. That's the great thing. It reaches out, and fans, you never know where they're tuned in. They get hold of it and watch it, and that part's very interesting. And, of course, her main concern here, as Crosby retains his hold, and you see Starr trying to kick out. Finally, he does. Ron Starr, that was a determined effort by Starr. He just wasn't going to stand for that head scissor to be applied anymore. Another knee to the midsection by Starr. But Crosby's showing me that he's tough. He's a youngster who's in there to do as much as he can, to show as many things as he can. At the moment, though, his head being thrown into that turnbuckle, he's getting the worst of it again from one Mr. Ron Starr. Starr thinking, hey, I'm going to smash this youngster up because he's giving me a pretty good battle. It's time to show him who's the boss. The arm twist whips him into the opposite turnbuckle. And a hard right and another elbow smash by Starr. He's being warned there by the referee. An overhead smash that time. And again, Tommy's back on the mat. This is Ron Starr against Tom Crosby in the opening event of All-South Championship Wrestling. And the suplex by Ron Starr got the count of 2. He was holding him by the hand there, only holding his hair, and then suddenly creamed him again with that knee to the face and another. And now he is pouring the punishment to young Tom Crosby. Whips him back and through the ropes and onto the floor beyond the ring. Now we're just waiting to see if Tommy Crosby can get back into the thick of things. You can hear the referee counting. You can hear the fans saying, come on, Tommy, give it all you got. But now this referee is warning Starr, give him room to come back in this match if he possibly can. And there's young Crosby, a lot of grit, rolling back into the contest. From Pensacola, Florida. Well, we have wrestlers coming from all over, which is good. They represent every cross-section of America. They represent every cross-section of the world. And they're anxious, of course, to get your approval not only on the television matches that you see, but live at the arenas. So when you see the name Gunkel Sports is coming with All-South Championship Wrestling, take the whole family. It's a family sport. You'll enjoy it. I was really tickled to hear the other day when Bobby told me wrestling number 2 will soon be seen in matches here on Gunkel Sports and All South. You know, wrestling number 2, I've known him for years. Sunset Flip, good work by Tommy Crosby. Almost got the fatal count of 3. It would have been a major upset, but that's what wrestling's all about. That would have been a great accomplishment for him. Got the count of 2, and Starr knows this is no pushover here. This youngster's come roaring back. Wrestling number 2, he's been through the ups and downs of this sport, and he'll be joining us soon. You'll be seeing him in action. Of course, I can't wait to have him on and to talk to him and to have his great knee lift and all the other great moves that he knows as part of this tremendous championship wrestling package. Here's Ron Starr again. This time he's angry. Now this time he's saying, I've got to make this man know that it's my match. But Tom Crosby, who's had the worst of it for most of the way, continues to bounce back. Starr assuring the referee he did not use the fist, but the open fist instead. This time it looked to me like he used the fist, and again he's being warned. It seemed like he had the fist closed. It's pretty sneaky. Ron Starr again. There's a front face lock on him. Taking him back to the corner, applying more pressure. And here's Tommy reversing it and spinning him right across the ring. And there's a great move by young Tom Crosby going for the pin again for the second time in the last few minutes. Got the count of 2. Arm whip by Crosby. Backdrop. Crosby says, hey, take this. I've been taking enough knees to my head in midsection. Give some himself. So if you're going to be one who takes it, you also want to be one who can give it out. A right to the midsection by Starr, and another. And again, he's got young Tom Crosby on the mat. A tough elbow smash coming off the ropes. And a stomp to the head by Starr. Well, Bobby, one thing for sure in this match, Crosby has not given up, but now he's taking a pounding from Ron Starr. How long can he last?
Fred, it just depends on the shape he's in. He looks like he's in pretty bad shape right now as far as his durability is concerned. He's taken a lot. Here's Ron Starr with a suplex. This normally finishes off the best of them. We'll just have to see what happens here.
It's one of wrestling's toughest holes. You can see it. It's got young Crosby writhing in agony, going for the cover, but Ron Starr did not get it. This kid does have a lot of intestinal fortitude. An overhead right to the back of the neck. That makes you wince. And another. And Starr is putting it to him. If you want to show me that you got a lot a lot of stamina. I'm going to show you some tough holes. Now he's got him up in a tough position here, going for, it looks like the backbreaker, Bobby. And here comes Ron Starr applying so much pressure. I don't know how much of this that young Tom can stand. He's got him back into the corner and just kind of tosses him off after applying all that punishment. Goes in with his knee across to try to get the pin that way. It was almost out of, as if to say, I can do it. I can pin him just by putting my knee across his throat. He's knocked out. But the referee called that off. Starr smashing him into the ropes, into the corner. This is Ron Starr at his best now. Applying the reverse chin lock. Kind of grinning, listening to what the referee says, meanwhile applying more and more pressure to young Tom Crosby. Both from southern towns, Crosby from Pensacola and Starr from New Orleans. And Starr has him back on his feet. An elbow smash. Still some fight left in that Tom Crosby. And a right. And he tries the overhead elbow smash himself as Starr back into the corner. Whips him into the opposite corner. And from the turnbuckle, tries to snap bear, gets it. And he has him down on the canvas. Starr works his way out and again begins to throw punches. He throws punches as well as all the wrestling moves he knows. And he's shown quite a few here today in this match. Crosby still battling. Tough youngster. Reversal by Starr. Boy, that's tough. Right off the ropes. That floored him hard. Starr slowly picking up his opponent. This is for you. What did he say, Bob? This is for who?
This is for you, boys. I don't know who the boys was. Russian leg sweep, and there's a 3 count, Fred.
Yes, Bobby, he's won it. A tough effort by Tom Crosby, but Ron Starr's the winner. And now stay tuned, fans. Bobby has a special interview coming up right now.